Hey, good afternoon. Um, just wanted to put this together as I had promised some information about the midterm quiz that is coming up on Tuesday in person at MITT. Sorry for the delay. I just flew in from Toronto this morning, so it's been kind of a hectic last couple of days. But anyways, so regarding the quiz, because I had promised to give you as much information as I possibly could. Uh, the quiz has a total of 15 questions. Four of those 15 questions are long answer. And so for long answer, like we're talking a paragraph. So it's not a page or 5 pages or anything like that, right? It's typically a paragraph or, you know, um, five to 10 lines, something along those lines. So four long answer questions, and then the remaining 11 are a mixture of multiple choice and true or false. Um, it's kind of split, I guess. Um, Almost 50-50 of multiple choice and true or false. So we'll start with the long answer first. So these are things you already know. You're supposed to read chapters 1, 2, and 3 from the textbook. And so for the long answers, let's start with number one. We talked a little bit about Malcolm Knowles and adult learning. So you should definitely research the 5 assumptions of Malcolm Knowles, and you should be able to not only identify each of those 5 assumptions, but you should be able to explain what those assumptions actually mean. The second long answer, you should research task analysis. So you should know what it means, um, and you should definitely know the outcomes of task analysis and training solutions. So again, take a look at what the definition is of task analysis, and then when you're looking at training solutions, you should be aware of the possible outcomes of training solutions and how it would help a company or how the solutions would help a company. Um, the benefits of training and development. So, we started talking about that at the very beginning of the course. And so you should definitely know many um, benefits of training and development. Perhaps there are some downsides as well. So you could take a look at those. Um, but yes, obviously this is a course on learning and development, so you want to be able to advocate for training and development within a company. And then finally, the fourth question is kind of related to the positive aspects of training and development, because the fourth question um, is talking about if you're working in an organization and there is an existing training program and the company decides to kill it or to cancel it. How would you advocate? What arguments would you make to keep the training program in place? And so, as I said, it relates to that other question about what are the positives of training and development? How is it going to help the company, right? So make sure those are the four questions, and obviously 50% of those questions focus in on, at least 50% of those questions focus in on the benefits of training and development to a company, because as you will recall, we talked about how a lot of companies don't want to spend money on training and development. They would rather just, off you go, read a manual and do the work, right? So that leaves 11 questions. As I said, 50% are multiple choice approximately, and 50% are true and false. So just briefly, let's see here. You should know what knowledge management is, like the definition of knowledge management. You should know what skill acquisition means. You should know what learning means, and you should know what knowledge dissemination means. Um, you should know what organizational learning means, as well as what a learning organization is. Let's see, you should know what procedural knowledge is, according to the ACT or ACT theory. Um, Andragogy, as opposed to pedagogy. You should know what andragogy is, so its definition. You should know what performance management is. How would you define performance management? Uh, and Yes, we took a look at one of the psychologists who had discussed, if you recall, converging, diverging, assimilating, and accommodating. And so you should definitely know those four things and their definitions of learning. And you should know what training means, so the definition of training. Um, You should know what tacit knowledge is versus explicit knowledge. And that's it. But, right. So basically, I have given you as much information as I possibly can without actually giving you the answers. So take that information as well as reading the three chapters, taking some notes, and then we will see you on Tuesday. Because there are only 15 questions, I mean, this won't be terribly long. I'd say an hour would be sufficient. We'll kind of play that by ear. And we'll see you on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.